Right then. Hello. We are
Right.
back.
Then straight in with some fireworks. Yeah.
We're back and we are live for the next hour or so to talk all about our first group cruise, which was absolutely
I just thought we'd done them fireworks. We could just have an early night now.
which was well, let's talk about our group cruise, Paulie, and something else as well.
Let's talk 11 more subscribers until we reach 30,000. So, if there's any of you in here now, any naughty boys or girls that haven't subscribed to our channel yet, get on the old clicky subscribe button. Let's see if we can hit it during this live event.
That's exactly. That would be awesome if we did. And also, if you think you're subscribed, please go and check, because a few people when we were away said, "Oh, I subscribed to your channel," and they come back to me afterwards and say, "Actually, we thought we subscribed, but we hadn't." So recheck that you are subscribed to our channel. It's free, and it would really make our day. But anyway, let's go. There's so many people in the comments already, so let's start with some questions and see who's here and joining us for the next hour or so. So Sean's here. Sean was with us on our group cruise last week, and he stayed on. That was gutted, wasn't it, when people were staying on and saying, "See you then." And they're currently been in Alden today. They've been doing a fjords cruise, and that's been looking lovely. And the weather looks a little bit mixed, but mostly all right, doesn't it?
I'm just checking the YouTube. It's saying we're live there, but it's not
Facebook.
Facebook, but it's not in the feed.
Okay, anyway.
If I click on it, I bet it will go to it, will it? Yeah,
yes, there is. Yeah. So that's fine. So so you've got, I think it's just one more port, isn't it? And then one CD, and you're back in Southampton again. So Nick and Tracy here. Welcome back, Paul and Carole. Look forward to chatting to everyone later. Remember, if you have a question, please start your comment with question. Yes, please do, because it goes very fast. It'd be good to there's a thumbs up from Facebook you can see on the screen, Paulie, so you know it's on. Yes. And Sean's asking, did you enjoy your smuggled item I gave Paul on the cruise?
Because Sean, because I'm so honest, I took it to the captain and said, I've got contraband and feel fit to deal with me as you will. And he took the contraband off me and drank it himself.
No, but you're saving that for the weekend. I'm
saving it for this weekend.
Yes.
I've got a big race meeting this weekend, and I had quite a bit to drink during the group cruise, so I'm saving it for this weekend.
Indeed. So Gillian's here saying hello, PNC, and everyone, welcome back from the group cruise. Look forward to hearing all about it. Claire's here, lovely Claire and Steve. So does it feel really quiet at home after being with so many people for a week? It certainly does feel quiet. It was just a fantastic week, just full of just friends, and just we laughed just so much, didn't we? It was just absolutely awesome.
Quiet, but it does smell nice here, doesn't it?
It smells nice.
Yeah.
It does.
It smells like flowers, maybe.
It does. We've just had so many, where do we start about the group cruise? As you could probably gather if you've been following us on social media, we think, and feedback from the people that are on the board during the week, that it was a huge success. We felt that it was ran very well, due to the organisation from us and Dan and Tony, and with the real help of Ken and Lindsay and Johnny and Will. And I want to first off give a huge shout out for Princess Cruises, because this is our first group cruise, and we didn't know, we knew we had a plan in our head how we wanted things to work. And as soon as before we even got on the ship, we were met at the quayside, by a lovely guy called Josh, who
the sound of meted though.
Who wanted to help us set up to have our registration and first meeting in take 5. And right from start through to finish, the team, particularly B, in the events manager, who was just absolutely fantastic, and Hera, and all the bar staff in the Vista Lounge particularly, who looked after us so well. So thank you, Princess, because we had our ideas how it would be run, but without your support, it would have been really difficult. And it worked like clockwork, didn't it? And the tech guys that helped us set up all our quizzes and everything else, it was absolutely brilliant. So thank you so much. So it does feel quiet being at home just ourselves. But the one thing that Paul just said about the flowers, we had a lovely bouquet of flowers arrive at our home today from Claire and Steve, which I messaged and said thank you so much. But we've had so many presents that people gave to us on the cruise that we had to offload 2 of our suitcases to our friends to bring home because we didn't have enough room in the car. So we want to say thank you for your generosity to everyone that came on our cruise, because it just blew our mind, didn't it?
It blew our mind. Now, we did thank a lot of people on our Instagram stories, and then immediately when names come up, there's people we forgot to thank, and those people are as follows: Steve and Claire's on the screen now, for doing loads and loads and loads of extra videoing and photography.
Yes.
And also Mark McDaniel and
Nanette,
who also took 763 million photos.
Yes.
So, I mean, I don't know how much of it we're going to be able to make use of. If we make use of all of it, the video will be 4 days long.
Well, I'm planning to put a one-off sort of video together about the whole process of our group cruise, telling the story like we always do in our vlogs of just how the week went. So if in future you decide you want to join us in one, then you can see exactly what we got up to. Yeah. But let's carry on with the questions, because there's so many people here already, isn't there, which is amazing. Keith is just saying that he's got to have to watch on catch up. We wanted to thank those who made this cruise. I missed some worthy names, I'm sure, but heartfelt thanks to Paul, Carole, Dan, Tony, Ken, Lindsay, Johnny, and Will. Well, thank you, Keith. Appreciate that. Gayton's here saying one more sleep and off to the Med for a 10-day cruise on the Majestic Princess. We'll have a fantastic time. And Adrian Smith said, question: Barnsley Tykes. Now then, are the coasters? How are you better at the accent than me, Paulie? Oh, they had a fantastic...
Are the coasters?
Hope you like them. We did. We got them on the table here with all little sayings from up north. So thank you so much. They're awesome. Oh, Nigger Tracy is saying your first group cruise looked like it was a great success. It was. Would you change anything when doing the next one?
I think we're still digesting stuff, and we've been giving Dan plenty of peace and vice versa. So we haven't really discussed things too much, but I don't think there's a lot that we would...
I think we had meetups every day. We started off with a registration with everyone, which went down really well, where we gave out a goodie bag and lanyards, and then everyone had a schedule of the week, and it was absolutely up to everyone whether they dipped in or dipped out. Some people didn't come to anything. Some people come to bits and pieces. A lot came to all of it, which was great. And then we had our first meet up with our patrons and members. We had a coffee morning, didn't we? And then we then had, in the afternoons, we had a meet up every day. Maybe we were hoping that we wouldn't be so tired that we'd be able to get off before our meetups and see more of the ports. The one port that we missed out on because we were so tired, wasn't it? Was Oslo.
Yeah.
So maybe next time I would look at the itinerary and maybe not have a meetup on that day. So maybe have one less meetup or so.
But then, the
meetups were very popular.
But then, as it turned out, the last port was cancelled.
Yes.
Which meant that we had the room booked. So it meant that because the ship was busy, you knew for 2 hours in the afternoon you had somewhere to go where you could definitely get a seat and you could definitely get served at the bar because the service we had in there was excellent. So it was a sort of a double-edged sword. So it's hard to know what to do for the best. But what we will make clear to everybody is none of these meetups are, you don't have to do anything. But I think it's just, even if we just sat, it's like I said to Dan, I said, even if we just sit in here and we just have a drink and walk around, oh, how's it going, Bert? Yeah, not too bad, blah, 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 blah. And people just want to sit in there and do their knitting or do whatever. But we would try and put something on, but it's not. Yeah. It's not the be all and end all.
I think that was one of the good things that we learned from Gary's group cruise is I was very conscious that our group was really big, 170 people. And how would that work? But it worked really well because what you found is people naturally migrated into smaller groups. And sometimes we just sat back and watched all these people that had met each other through the group cruise, having the ball, weren't they?
It's amazing how all the naughty children all migrated together, wasn't it?
So that was amazing. So very little that we change at this moment in time, isn't it? Because it just went so well, which was just brilliant. So Corinne's here. Corinne was with us. So happy to go to watch tonight. Try and leave it at the post-cruise blues. Indeed. Anna Mike saying hello from my detox sofa. Yeah, that's right.
I think we all need one of those.
Oh, Ted and Brenda here, waiting for a souffle in the dining room. They're heading back to the room to listen in. Oh, Ted and Brenda stayed on, as did Sean and Elizabeth for the Norway cruise. So Ted K's got a YouTube channel. He's been putting some bits and bobs on there. So if you want to see a little bit more of our group cruise, he's put one up about the highlights that he felt, which was great. And it was so lovely to meet you guys. Yeah. We had such fun. It was awesome. Barbara's here, saying looking forward to hearing about the group cruise. Barbara's getting excited because she was messaging earlier saying she's so, after watching our group cruise, she's really getting excited about the members group cruise that we've got in April. So that'd be pretty cool. Bridget's saying welcome back. So thank you so much. Nick saying, what was the most memorable moment on the cruise sailing with 170 fans, followers?
I think the most memorable for me was when Dan introduced us at, obviously we'd done registration and we'd done a bit of a Patreon-y thing, like coffee and cakes and what have you. But the first I would consider the first proper meet-up. And Dan introduced us. We got up. I said a few words and I gave the microphone to Carole. And she said, don't worry, I'm going to be strong and I won't get emotional. And she immediately got emotional, which made me a little bit emotional. But I think just seeing everybody there on that first day, it was quite mind-blowing.
It was an emotional moment.
I don't
know. It was because we just felt so blessed that we were able to put this together with Dan and Tony and just have so many people just there who, you know, I had so many people come up to me all the time. Oh my God, Carole, you've got to know, you know, because you're trying to talk to everyone. And I said, but people were worried that I was going to burn out. But I said, you know what? Because we've known a lot of these people for a long time via our Patreon and YouTube membership and also via Discord that we chat every day, then it felt like we were just getting together with lots of friends. So it wasn't like we were meeting people for the first time because we've had meetups with a lot before, but also because we've talked to people online a lot, it wasn't like, you know, first date with everyone. It was like just popping around and saying hi and how's things going. And it was just that part wasn't hard, was it? No. It wasn't hard. I think what was hardest was trying to get Paul to go to bed at night so we wouldn't have a so yes, but but that was the most memorable, I think. First of all, standing there and then just taking in exactly how many people were in the room. That was pretty amazing.
It was bonkers.
Barbara saying, how did your dad enjoy this experience? He looked so happy and well in the group.
Yeah, he really enjoyed it. It's the first his first time he's been on a cruise for quite a few years, and obviously after nearly losing him twice in the last couple of years.
Yeah, he did enjoy it.
You want him to be in a situation where he's enjoying it, you know, and it's not just a chore for him. And it wasn't. I think he really enjoyed. They went to the main dining room every night. They stuck to the same table, but it was all friends and family. And then they had Frank and Jen from New Mexico on the table. And so I'm sure Frank and Jen needed a translator sat on a table full of people from the Forest of Dean. So, but no, and he went in his only disappointment was he went in the Voice at Sea and he didn't make the final, and he was very disappointed because he wanted to be able to sing with the orchestra. But other than that, he had a fabulous time.
He did. It was great. So Ken goes cruising's here, and Ken and Lindsay, who thank you so much, guys, for all your help and support before, during, and after, isn't it? Because it's just been amazing, and it was so good for you guys to.
And for once, they weren't that bad an influence on us.
Well, you and Ken were waltzing around the piazza at 5 o'clock in the morning, so I think you.
I've got no recollection.
So I think there might be a little bit.
There's no video evidence, but in all fairness, that was after the mighty Spurs won the Europa League trophy.
Yes,
and I didn't care who I was going to dance with that night, to be honest.
But you chose Ken.
Well, I didn't know if I chose Ken or not, or Ken chose me. I can't remember.
Oh dear. So let's see. Did I miss something? Yeah, Andy and Carla. Can't believe that this time last week we were walking around Tivoli Gardens. What a week it was and wonderful memories. Exactly where I could buy my big sausage
Carol
tonight.
Had a great big sausage this time last week.
Yes,
and
I
then
did.
We went out for something to eat, didn't we?
No. So that was fun. Tivoli Gardens. If you get a chance to go, they're beautiful, beautiful gardens right in the centre of Copenhagen. But they've also got like a fun fair, haven't they? Where Paul went on this spinny thing with Ken, and then you went on the big roller coaster where Lindsay and I sort of just carried the bags, didn't we? But it was lovely, a beautiful, beautiful place. I think we were all mesmerised by the gardens.
Mesmerised?
Mesmerised.
Mesmerised? Mesmerised? Is that a new word? Mesmerised.
We thought, what on earth is that white thing? And it turned round and it was one of those robot mowers, but it had big ears, didn't it? Like a rabbit.
This is when you know things are bad. You've gone to a theme park that have spent millions of pounds on rides and fantastic scenery, and there was concert stages and all sorts of stuff, fountains, you name it, they've got it. And then about 30 of us was all absolutely fascinated by a robot mower that somebody had drawn a face on and stuck some ears on. And there was like literally 30 people all like this video.
Yeah,
And
it was very amusing. So yes, let's see. Yes, Sean said he's got one more port, then Cedar and heading back. We're not jealous at all, Sean. Reese is here, so good evening, Reese. And Corinne's saying Tivoli last week it was. Oh, Rose is here too. We'll be watching my sick by the post-cruise cold. I hope you feel better soon. Reese is saying, what did you do to Dan? He had to take a week off work to recover. Yeah, he was always planned to have a few days off because fair play, Dan and Tony were just brilliant. And Dan was really nervous about, we had the meetups about being on the microphone. He's like, oh my God, it's not his comfort zone being stood up in front of people. But he was a star, wasn't he? He was a brilliant compere. He hosted our quizzes along with Sean, who put on a quiz as well. And the quizzes went down really well, didn't they? He was a natural. He was a natural. Who knew?
I think what we need to get him next time is like a Madonna mic one like that. Yeah. And then he can vogue at the same time.
He can. So David's here. Hi, David Webb. Question: do you have any ports you'd like to revisit from last week's itinerary? Shame you missed Skagen, or Skagen, as they say. Yes, Oslo, definitely. I'd like to go back to Oslo because we didn't get to explore because we were too tired. And Skagen, I would like to go back to. We missed Skagen because of high winds, apparently, wasn't it? And it was quite rocky as we were going.
It was high winds in our cabin. I don't know what it was like outside, but
which was a shame because that was I know lots of people say there's not much there, but still, it's a port on. I think there's the beach there where the two oceans meet is very popular nice. for people to go and visit.
I personally would like to go back to Copenhagen, but I'd like to do an overnighter so you could do the park, because the last ride in the park is at 10 to midnight. Now, I would imagine being on one of those roller coastery type things when it's nearly midnight with all the park lit up, I would imagine would be pretty spectacular.
Yeah.
So I would definitely go back there, given the
choice. And to see more of the city because we didn't see.
Yeah. But the thing is, if you're doing an overnighter, you could do.
Yeah, explore the city in the day and then go there as the sun's setting, couldn't you? Jim and Dwayne are here. So love to see you guys. We had great fun with you. We'll all definitely have cruise blues. And bad news is back, so really need to book the next one. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. But yes, Amanda said, hi, everyone. Definitely got the cruise blues. Always feeling a bit off since Monday. I hope you feel better soon. Jim and Dwayne saying, I can honestly say it felt like a family reunion. You know, when you know people by face but not name until you get chatting. It was just so easy, wasn't it? I think everyone was just chatting to everyone, and it was just such a wonderful atmosphere. We sat there quite proud, didn't we, looking around and saying, do you know what? Look at everyone just
look
chatting.
At all our children.
No, but you know what I mean? It was just it was wonderful. Craig's here. Evening, Craig. Craig's been on his first cruise.
Not with us, mind.
Oh, no, he didn't come on our group
cruise.
Not with us,
no. Thanks, Craig.
He did a transatlantic on Queen Mary and loved it. So
which we knew he would.
Yeah. He's saying, happy to finally be a cruiser, still in the post-blue cruise. Yes, and I knew you would enjoy it. Dave and Jim are here. Hope you're sitting comfortably, Dave. That was funny, wasn't it?
Dave's a stuntman. I didn't know what he did for a living, but I found out he's a stuntman and an acrobat.
Brilliant. Rose says she's looking forward to meeting people again on the next group cruise. Yes, we are too. So let's have a look. Jackie said, excited for the live today, phone or charge in case it's a long one. Brilliant. Cynthia's here. So hello, Cynthia.
Hello.
Morris is saying, welcome back, everyone. Looks like group cruise was a great success. Question, what would you do differently when you do the next one? Hopefully we've answered that, Morris. We don't think we would do very much differently.
I'd have more late nights because I only had 6 late nights out of the 7. So I'd try and go for the full 7.
Alfie's here. Good evening. Good evening. Love to see Alfie. It was great company as always. Talking about Alfie, if you're not... We've currently got our what I'm trying to say is,
well, concentrate on that, because when you're reading that,
I know I'm trying to find the media, Paulie. So I just want people. Oh, it looks different. See, it's updated. Look. So if you haven't watched it yet, we've got Embarkation and a big surprise of our video that's out now. And I'm just busy editing the next episode to go out on Friday since we've been back. The other day I was editing and I fell asleep, didn't I, at the desk?
That's how we. So just imagine this is the video that's going to be out Friday. So I mean, if that don't keep you riveted, Carole fell asleep just trying to edit it.
Oh,
no, I did watch it earlier. It needs a few finishing touches, but I have to say, I think when you watch something through, even though it's obviously us idiots on there and it's those idiots watching it, you know that if it goes by really quickly, you think, well, that was never half an hour long, was it? But it went by, and I think there's some good stuff in there. I'm really
pleased with it. So hopefully I can finish editing that so that the patrons can have their early access later today. That's the plan. So where were we? Craig's asking, did all the group cruisers do the bamboo dance in the end? We did at our meetups.
We had the first one was the most popular. And I have to say, Keith, who's watching on catch up, when we all shuffled to the one side, Keith was on the periphery of the dance floor, but he ended up off the dance floor completely and struggled to get back on before the end of the dance. But
it was fun.
But he got up for everyone, as did Ruth, and it was. And
also we did it obviously in the Vista Lounge at 3:00 in the morning. We were doing it too.
I wasn't there.
You were.
I wasn't.
Yes, you were, but we were doing it in there. So yeah, the bamboo dance went down very well. I think that's going to be our signature dance on any of our group cruises. So keep practicing, because we were doing it all on those. Let's see, they're all chatting amongst everyone else. Tony's here. Tony came all the way to Melbourne to come on our group cruise, and it was lovely catching up with you. I said hi this time from Birmingham. This was to be my last planned visit to the UK from Australia, but the group cruise was such a great experience that I'm open to joining the 2027 group cruise if on. Oh, that's brilliant news, Tony, because it'd be so lovely to see you. We're heading to Melbourne, aren't we? So we're going to catch up with you there. But it's mind-blowing that we have people from Tasmania, from Australia, from Dubai, from lots of places, Indianapolis, from Texas, all over the US, Ohio. It blew our mind, didn't it?
The Royal Forest of Dean.
The Royal Forest of Dean.
Bridgewater.
So we're already, while we were on the cruise, there was quite a lot of people that came up to us that had booked the cruise before we announced our group cruise. And after this one that we feel has been a big success, we are going to be planning one for 2027. We're waiting for itineraries to come out. So if you are thinking of joining us on a big group cruise in 2027, then hang fire, because hopefully in the next 4 to 6 weeks, we should have an idea of what we're going to be doing in 2027. So,
I mean, hopefully we can make it a big one this time, rather than.
No, this was. People always said as well before, oh, too many people going. Do you know? And I worried about that initially until I went on Gary's group cruise and seen how everyone sort of just went into little groups. Oh. And do you know, it wasn't too big.
It's not like we walk around like a swarm.
No, you don't. You just dip in and out. Yeah. So it didn't matter that there was 170 people amongst 3,600, isn't there, on Sky Princess? So that was good. Anna and Mike are saying, have you heard anything about Cunard charging room service from next month? Yes. Only from social media today. And I think it was Kathy that posted into our Discord as well about it. It seems that breakfast will still be complimentary, but after 10 a.m. they're going to start charging. So we're going to try and find out more information about that and update our web post accordingly, because that's a gutter, isn't it?
But it depends.
Cunard's going the same way as P&O, isn't it? Which is not good.
It depends whether it's going to be individual items or like with celebrity, you get a charge. But you can still order 57 things off the menu and say it's $20 charge. It doesn't matter how much or how little you order, it's $20. So I'd be interested to find out. But obviously, as soon as we know anything, we'll update our website accordingly. But
yeah, and we'll obviously, yeah. So it's just getting that. They're all after more money, aren't they, the cruise lines, and all those little things that make Cunard special. Because a lot of companies charge now, it's all getting diluted, isn't it?
It's all getting diluted.
That's a shame. That is a shame.
And I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, but what Cunard need to be very careful about is Cunard is special. It's not ultra luxury. It's not, you know, pilot high, sell it cheap. It's unique.
Yeah.
Now, if you start making Cunard like every other cruise line,
yeah,
it's going to lose its charm. So whoever, you know who you are, just don't stop it.
I think we just had a new member. So Jennifer's joined. So thank you so much, Jennifer. Jennifer, we bumped into New York.
We did, crossing the road in New York.
So thank you so much for joining our membership.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Maybe she wants to come on the
Patreon now you can
cruise.
Come on our cruise on a Cunard next April.
After we were just saying about Cunard, yeah.
No, we love Cunard.
We do.
And I've been really enjoying doing the vlogs from our cruise in December because it's a great experience. It's just that there are things that are just getting nipped, isn't it? Is that the right word? Nipped?
I'd say cut back myself.
Yeah, that's it.
Nips means something else completely.
No, it doesn't. You can nip.
Nipped in the bud.
Yes.
You're just digging yourself out now, mate.
So let's move on.
So scroll on.
So Morris is saying, do you think the group cruise was worth doing? It was, totally. It was just such a special week.
It was a fabulous time, and I'm not going to deny that by the end of it, we were very, very tired indeed. And I don't think we've properly caught up yet, but it was worth every second of effort that we put into it.
Yeah, totally. So talking about room service, Tony just saying from Cunard across the fleet, we're introducing new charges that will apply to room service dishes served after 10 a.m. in the Britannia grade stateroom. So I guess if you book Britannia Plus or Princess or Queens, it was still being Britannia Club. Yeah, Club, yeah. So
hammering the poor people again.
Donna and Scott here. Hope everyone's okay. Donna was so generous with the gifts. As we said, there were so many people that gave us gifts. Donna presented us with, I don't know if you can see our little magnetic sign
if they
here.
Can't see that, then we're over here. Hello.
And Jeff and Bob, I know you're not watching at the moment because you're flying back at the moment to Cleveland, Ohio, but we've got this in pride of place just for you guys. That's a special bauble from A Christmas Story that they told us we've got to watch, so we're going to go and do that. So let's Adam and Lola here as well, saying, as everyone else caught up on sleep. Going back to Donna and Scott, I've got to say, Donna presented me with a dress, and I thought, oh my God, this is going to be a bit strange because I'm not an easy shaped for a dress to fit. So, but this dress is reversible, and it was like game changers, like, oh my God, and it fitted perfectly. So thank you so much, Donna. That was just an awesome gift that is now firmly in my suitcase for every trip. So Adam and Lois saying, have everyone caught up on sleep? No, we're still shattered, aren't we? But it was lovely to see you, to meet you two guys too. We had such fun. Absolutely awesome. Let's have a look. Everyone's saying hello. Sally said, hope everything okay. We've both had cold since debarking. We haven't had anything, have we? Just been tired.
I've had a bit of a cough today, but I
I've
woke up strangely like somebody punched me in the ribs last night, but nobody's owned up to it yet. But
no, I didn't. Johnny and Willie here. So is this group cruise? Is this the group cruise reunion? It is.
It certainly is.
Dave and Jim said they're struggling with their sleep, but are most adjusted. Just keep waking up a bit. You had a time zone to deal with. We haven't had any time zones to deal with. So Kathy said she's had a cold since she's been back. And Laura's just saying, hello all. Is everyone who's on board the group cruise recover back to regular live? So I think people are getting there. Bonnie's here from sunny Portland, Oregon. So lovely to see.
Bon.
Grace says she tested positive for COVID. Well, that's, we haven't had any other people doing that. So sorry to hear that. Dave saying, Sean, are you streaming from the casino? Yes. Sean had a little bit of a win.
I don't know if it's your place to say stuff like that. No,
it's not, is it?
So, yes.
There was a few people that have got a bit of luck, didn't they? We didn't.
No, we didn't.
So let's have a look. What's the next question? Let's scroll down. Everyone chat and see where's the question. Do look, campers are here. So that's lovely to see you guys. It was lovely having you on board.
Yes, it was.
And it was great to catch up. It's the Waltons again, Corin said, all saying hello to one another. That was one of the tiebreakers in the quiz, wasn't it? Name all the Waltons. And oh my God, can you name them? Because we struggled, didn't we?
We got 4 out of 11.
There's 11 Waltons.
We would have got 5, but none of us listened to Carole, because when we said there was one called John Boy, Carole said, if there's one called John Boy, surely the dad's name was probably John as well, John Senior.
John Senior.
And I said, well, I don't remember that being his name, but that was. We would have got 5. We did get 4.
Yes.
8
so we're up to 29,000. Can you see that?
No.
29.
8 subscribers to go.
Yes. Who else is here? Here and there with Dave and Claire. So let's do little campers. So they've got their camper, their motorhome channel, but they've also got a travel channel. We will subscribe. So thank you very much.
The new name, by the way.
I do like the new name.
Yes.
That's good. So Brenda's here from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Let's have a look. And Elaine's here. Oh, Elaine was so much fun. Lovely to see you here too. And Emma Ball.
Oh, Elaine was a bit of a dirty stop.
Yes.
Most nights I was up, I remember Elaine being there as well.
Let's have a look. Don't forget.
And it was quite alien to me as well, because I sat with Emma's other half, Scott, and I think we even caressed at one point, and he's a West Ham fan. And I don't think I've ever
caressed.
Yeah, he put his arm around me to congratulate me on Spurs being the best team in the whole world. That's my words, not his. So,
yeah, exactly. So Corin saying, don't forget the thumbs up. I mean, yeah, if you enjoy our live streams, please do give us a thumbs up. That'll be awesome. And Julie's here, Julie and Chris that we met, who wanted to come on our group cruise, but they'd already booked on Sky. So obviously they'd already made their booking. It was so great to meet you two on Sky. So pleased the group cruise went so well. Shame it took so long to get off. Maybe we weren't supposed to. It was the disembarkation. When we got on Sky Princess, it was slightly delayed, but they'd had a medical emergency. But it was quite chaotic getting off again, wasn't it? But
they were having trouble with
the gangway. Yeah. So, and it was beginning of half term, wasn't it? And traveling home took us an hour longer than it normally does.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah. Janet Palmer saying, "What a fabulous week we had on the group cruise. We did indeed." So let's see. So Clinton's here. Hi, Paul. I'm home watching you live on the TV. Pizza and Diet Coke, watching my great entertainment. 29 degrees here in Saskatchewan. Oh, that is warm for nice. Saskatchewan. It's nice to see you're at home, isn't it, Clinton? Because you're always in your big white truck. So let's see. Question. Has anyone ever had a huge group of people dressed in period costume for the full duration? We had 150 Germans in costume day and night for the whole week. Oh, really? No, we've never had that.
It's quite normal on Cunard. That is very good.
I bet that was a spectacle to see, though. I bet that was awesome. No, we've never experienced that.
So were they all dressed like Amadeus? Rock Me Amadeus?
Maybe.
Amadeus.
So let's see. Donna Scott saying hello all to the nutters chatters. Right, let's have a look. Hello, Natalie. Thanks for saving my glasses, Uncle Paul.
And I don't want to cast aspersions, because I was very, very disappointed, because the staff on there were fabulous. Natalie, who's my niece, they set off before us because they were taking my dad back. And then they rang me to say, could I go to their cabin, because Natalie thought she'd left her glasses behind. And when I got to their cabin, their steward, I said, oh, we haven't found any glasses, have you? He said, yeah, I'll put them in the bin. And then luckily the bin hadn't been emptied. So he fished through the bin and found them. But I thought, so bearing in mind that people could pay hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds for glasses. And,
I would have thought they'd had lost property.
And he threw them in the bin. And it's like,
yeah, but at least we got Nat's glasses back.
So we did. Yeah.
They're in the camper, Nats, ready to be delivered tomorrow.
There's a £20 finder's fee, but other than that, they're all good.
Dave's saying, glad to hear group cruise was a success, made all the better by Spurs in the final. Yes, indeed.
Yes, it was.
Mike and Carrie are here.
I didn't need Dave there to tell me when kickoff was either.
No, exactly. Welcome home, PNC. Question: how many signed up for the QV cruise? I think it's around 70 at the moment. Yeah, it's around 70, I believe. I'd have to check with Dan because he's got the final numbers. I know we've had another couple book in the last couple of days, so that'll be awesome. So was we supposed to be give PNC a present? No, you weren't. It's just everyone would be, everyone's just so generous. We were just so surprised. So Helen's saying, welcome home, you lovely couple. Great to see you. Missed you both. Thank you so much. We did have people message us saying, are you going to be live on the cruise ship? And we're like, oh my God. We were so busy with just chatting with everyone. It just wasn't possible. Stephen Brothers. So it's Hayley, isn't it? And Stephen, great to meet you both last week on Sky Princess. Made our cruise, having followed your vlogs for so long. From the Brothers Cider couple.
That's how they introduced themselves.
Yes.
But they said we're not really the cider couple.
No, I know. Abby saying, I'm so relieved the raffle was a success after my mistake. Oh my God, Abby, that was so funny. So Anne and Abby took charge. I said, if you don't mind just doing the raffle tickets, just give everyone a raffle ticket when they come to every meetup so people can collect all the raffle tickets to have more chance of winning the more meetups they came. And then I looked at the raffle ticket and I thought, oh, that's a bit strange. There's no raffle tickets left in the book.
On the left-hand side.
On the left-hand side. I'm thinking, that's not supposed to happen. Anyway, thankfully, Abby Ann and Tony sorted it all out. So but that did make us laugh out loud.
So if you didn't win a prize, there's a fair chance it was Abby's fault.
Exactly. Jay Malone is saying, would you do another one? Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we definitely will. It was just amazing. Absolutely amazing. It was just one of our best weeks ever, isn't it, Paulie? We're still trying to what's the word? Take it all in, because we keep remembering, like, oh my God, remember this, remember that. I think
the funniest one for me was we were at a meetup, I don't know if it was the first or second one, and somebody said, oh, could we have our photo taken with you? And so, of course, somebody had their photo taken with us, and then Carole or Dan or me said, if there is anybody else wants a photo with us, come on up. And I think at one stage there was well in excess of 50 or 60 people queuing up to have their photos taken. And my sister was sat at a table with all the family and enjoying the scenery and having an afternoon drink. And words to the effect of, why are people queuing up to have their photo taken with my little brother?
Yeah, exactly. And my sister, my best friend from school, Sandra, would just laugh, wouldn't they? Because obviously they see us all the time and stuff. But it was lovely, and it was a good way to do it.
They didn't want their
not until the last night, and then Jane and Sandra, come on, then they said we need our photo taken. So yeah, Lucia's here. It's nice to see you, Lucia. If you did a montage of all the pics and videos, it might take a year. Exactly.
Oh, it would, honestly.
If you want to see anything from our group cruise, we asked everyone that was posting to use the hashtag PANDCGC, which is PNC Group Cruise. So everything that we posted about it, and a lot of people that were in our Facebook group and also in on Facebook in general or Instagram were doing that. So if you've missed out, then use that hashtag and you'll be able to find some. So Chris is here. Find some, I said.
I'll find some. I thought you just petered off because you started reading, and then you sort of, it's like you start shutting down with the voice, and so you're talking away.
But Chris, it's great to meet you all last week. Was it Fabry? It was. Yes. It was. You guys from Wales. There was quite a Welsh contingency, wasn't there?
Yeah.
It was great fun.
I was getting concerned at one point.
No, it was lovely. Dave says, I've heard QV has more sturdy chairs, so looking forward to that.
We're still looking into that claim for you, Dave, to be honest, whether
so if you want information about our future group cruises, currently we've got our members and patrons only one next April on Queen Victoria, and then we've also got a yacht cruise for my birthday that's actually sold out, and there's still a few cabins left, I believe. We've got a river cruise this Christmas, well, not Christmas, it's December, the 1st of December, to Budapest, Vienna and Bratislava. So if you want to join us on that, just go to our group cruise page on our website, and you can see all the details there.
I'm sure that Dan said there's only one or possibly two.
There's not many cabins left. But also, my plan is over the weekend when Paul's Way Racing is to update that group cruise page, because now that group cruise, we've done it. I want to put some photos and stuff on there of what we've been up to. So I'm going to update that on the weekend. Travel John and Will saying Dave Holland the acrobat. Yeah, exactly.
He's very impressive.
So Andy and Carla saying, what a coincidence. Andy's wearing the same T-shirt as Paul. It was so lovely seeing everyone in all our merch. It was awesome.
That was also one of the mad things, because we've only ever been on 2 cruises where there were people on there that had our merch on. We did a P&O Aurora, and there was a Davina, and her
Yes.
bloke had a hoodie. And then we did Gary's group cruise, and Mike Cheek had a Paul and Carole t-shirt on. And that was quite weird, being in the dining room and you could look across and see somebody would write that on their back. But I think it was just so many people had the merch on. And the last morning, when ironically, when I went back to Natalie's cabin to get her glasses, I got in the lift to come down, and there was a couple in there, an Australian couple actually. And they were like, well, here's another one. Here's another one of them Paul and Carole people, like t-shirty things. Who's Paul and Carole? And I said, well, I'm Paul. And they're like, no, you're not. And then he went, oh, no, actually, I do. I watch your videos. I watch your Azamara one.
Funny. Andy said it was a fantastic week away. It was. Adam and Lola are saying this week was fantastic to meet so many amazing people. It was absolutely
all right
brilliant.
For Adam till 11 o'clock Wednesday night.
Yeah, that didn't go so well for him. And Lauren's here, Lauren and Sid. So, hello, thank you for an absolutely fantastic week. It was amazing to meet you both, and lovely meeting the other group cruisers. It was. Lauren and Sid had a window suite right at the front of the ship, and they kindly let us have a look around and do a video. So after Cunard, we'll be sharing our Sky Princess stuff and doing that, because we want to get all that out sooner rather than later. It was a fabulous cabin.
It is a fabulous cabin. Very, very. All the cruises we've been on, I've never seen anything like this cabin.
Yes. So stay tuned.
So when that comes out, I thoroughly recommend that you check it out.
Here and there with Dave and Claire said, would you have guessed the friendship groups that were formed, or did they take you by surprise? I think there was some that we thought that the similar personalities would migrate towards each other. But what I thought was just so lovely was that everyone was sort of not group hopping, but they were sort of chatting with some people, but they're moving around. And I thought that was really nice. But yeah, there was some really thick groups, like the guys with you and Donna and Scott, etc. and Emma.
Do you want to rephrase that? There were some really thick groups.
No, I don't mean thick groups, but thick as thieves. That just were, once you all met, you were off doing your things or partying in the Vista Lounge till silly o'clock. But yeah, it was just lovely to see. Jeff says, glad you had a good time. Sounds like you had a lot of fun. We did. We just laughed so much, wasn't there?
We did. It was fabulous.
So Mike and Carrie saying, were there any House of Bamboo related injuries?
I don't think there was. No. I think we got off, like I said,
apart
from Keith getting buffeted off the dance floor on the first run through. But no, I think everybody came away pretty unscathed. I mean, ironically, Dave Holland didn't do the House of Bamboo, but he did do some somersaults, but that's unrelated.
Should we explain what Dave did?
No. That's for Dave. That's for Dave to explain.
So let's have a look. Good question. Jennifer's just saying the group cruise looks so fun. Really hoping to get the opportunity myself someday. Yep, please do join us. Paul is here. I hope you're feeling better, Paula. We've got nothing to look forward to now. Can't wait for the 2027 group cruise. Yes. And Grace is asking, when's the next Southampton meetup? We haven't arranged one, but I'm sure we could before our next group cruise, isn't it, in April?
Yeah.
We're planning to possibly go down there 2 days before. We're not sure yet, but if that happens, then that could work well. So stay tuned.
Is Southampton very Christmassy?
That's April. What do you mean Christmassy?
Well, because if it was very Christmassy, we could head down there sort of Christmassy time for a meet-up or something. But that's what I said. I know.
We've got our other group cruise in December.
I know. And I know that April's not Christmas.
Good.
I knew that as well.
Deborah's saying, hi, you two. It was lovely to see you both on the ship. I see you had very late nights just like us. Thank God for the International Cafe. Yes, and the cheeseburger pie is still rubbish.
Still rubbish. I mean, in all fairness, most of the stuff in the cold light of day when you're sober from the International Cafe is very questionable. But when you've had 2 or 3 bottles of beer, it does taste a bit better.
Thanks for organising the group cruise and missing the food and cocktails. Kathy's saying a bit big. CD, you should have picked up on the ship. Kathy, He was giving them out on the ship.
So that'd be Kathy. Anybody who's bought a CD, come up now and I'll furnish you with that.
Oh, dear.
I can't understand why she's called Chatty Kathy. Maybe less chatty, more listening.
So Rachel, any hints or location of the 2027 group cruise? Not yet. We want to see all the itineraries that come out, and then get that sorted. So I don't want to say, because it might get someone's hope up and it might be the wrong itinerary. Yeah. So
but it would definitely be on a ship.
It definitely will. Grace is saying mesmerized.
I don't know what that means. But...
Sean said, how much did we raise for Cancer with John CD?
It was about, I need to add it all up. It was about 350
dollars as well.
Yeah.
So nearly £400. So that's awesome.
I'm going to gather all that up and make a donation on my father's behalf. And thank you to everyone who did throw some money in, even though some people didn't get their CDs.
Well, everyone else did. Kathy will have to
I'll sort one out for you. I know Keith didn't have one, so I'll make sure I sort one out for Keith, and sort one out for Kathy as well.
So Adam and John, Lola said they get to John didn't get into the final. Rachel's here from hello from Ambassadors Ambition, our way back to Bristol from Liverpool. We're looking at a Bristol cruise, aren't we, for next year? Because we definitely want to try Ambassador, and definitely want to go from Bristol. It's just ideal, isn't it? Abby's saying Dan did a fine job on that clipboard.
He was natural, wasn't he?
He did. And Sean was saying Dan was brilliant. Brad saying hi from Belfast. Glad your cruise went so. I'll see you guys soon. Yes,
you definitely will.
We're meeting up with Brad next week, isn't it? Yeah. So looking forward to that. Emma Cruz is in the house. Hey. So talk about Emma Cruises.
Have you got to do that in the voice of Krusty the Clown? Hey.
We put on our social media and wherever that we're in discussions with the cruise maps because we had a few people asking us about cruise maps, and they want to have the cruise maps of the voyage that we've just been on, and we're in discussions with them about getting our logo put on. So those that were on our group cruise, if they're going to order a cruise map, then they can use our code and get our logo put on there. So stay tuned. I'm hoping to hear this week from them with confirmation that that's possible. So if you are after a cruise map,
so it will be quite a unique.
It'll be a unique
cruise map.
It will be a unique cruise map. Nick and Tracy are saying, watching the fun online for your group cruise is making me want April 2026 to get here very soon. Yes, indeed.
It won't be. Well, when you remember that it was June 2023 that we started taking bookings for this cruise we've just done. And we thought, oh my God, that is so far away. And then a blink of an eye, it's definitely true. I don't know, wise man, whoever it was, said, the older you get, the faster that time goes by. And when you're young, it just seems to take forever and a day. But now you're our age, it'd be like blink and it's Christmas, and blink and it's the next one.
It is. Chris is saying as well, Dan was natural on the mic. He was. It was really good. So Nami does cruising. We're on board. They weren't on a group cruise, but it was nice to meet you guys. Yeah. So let's see. And Colette's here saying, can't wait to hear all your news about your group cruise. Paul, how pleased were you with Tottenham's win? I'm not a football fan, but I immediately thought of you when I heard.
I was reasonably pleased. I think anybody who was there at the time would have said that I was reasonably pleased. I didn't make a big deal about it. I didn't jump up and down on the stage in front of a whole room full of people, waving my arms and shouting, and I didn't stay up till gone 5 a.m. drinking. None of those statements are true.
No, exactly that.
I went mental.
Yes, he did go mental. So hopefully we've answered that, Julie. We didn't get to see anything else for our Tivoli Gardens, but hope to go back one day. Do look campers saying, good job we didn't go to Skyen. We've been pronounced it wrong all the time. David saying, so I'm not alone in filming robotic mowers when the opportunity arises. No, it was just mesmerizing, wasn't it?
Oh, that's mesmerized. It's making sense now.
Emma saying, I brought the ice maker. I've been making ice all day. I love it. Yes, we do. I love our ice maker. Ours is melted now, though. Wow. But yes, we have it on every day, don't we? Our ice maker. Right, let's have Alfie saying he's looking forward to the next QV episode. Yes.
You feature quite heavily, Alfie, because it's all about me and you watching the football. That's all it is, half hour.
No.
It's not. There's loads in it. But yeah, you do get...
So, Life in the Park, so we just noticed a lag lamp hung behind you. That's a major award. That is. Look at that. Awesome. So, let's have a look. What's your favourite princess ship?
Look at me, I don't even know. I just done... What have I done? Sky Princess, Crown Princess.
You haven't done Crown.
Sky Princess, Regal Princess.
Enchanted.
Enchanted Princess. Salmon Princess.
You've done Sky Princess 3 times.
Oh, there you go. It must be Sky Princess at the minute.
I really would like to try an older. I love the royal class of ship. It's the Sky Princess that we've just been on, and the Regal and Enchanted. It is Enchanted, isn't it? Yes, Enchanted.
I don't know.
But I do find the one negative thing about Sky Princess is it's a very inward-looking ship. And for those that are regular cruisers will know what I mean. So for example, when we've been on Cunard, Queen Victoria, there's loads of outside space and there's lots of lounges that look out. With Sky Princess, the focus of the ship is the piazza, which is a beautiful, beautiful area. And so everything's looking in. So that is my only negative thing about the Royal class, which is why I'd like to try one of the older classes of Princess ship, because I think that'd be different.
When you watch our QV videos coming out Friday, there's a little montage at the beginning that perfectly shows the fabulous outside space that Queen Victoria's got, which Sky Princess hasn't got. But of course, it all depends where you're going. But when we did have a bit of nice weather, we would migrate to the Wakeview bar,
which is not huge, but a lovely area.
But you can only seat about 20 people there, and that was about all. You know, unless you were poolside,
yeah,
there wasn't really anywhere to go.
There is outside space on Sky Princess, but compare it to other ships out there, and when the weather gets quite inclement and everyone comes inside, it can feel quite crowded, can't it? So that would be my only criticism of the Sky Princess. It's a beautiful ship. Yeah, we had excellent food. We had to the main dining room every night because we were hosting tables every night. And I must admit, the food, apart from the odd meal that someone had, the food was consistently of a good standard.
The food was consistently good. And I will say, before you click on Rob's message, the only thing I was disappointed with that I personally had was the last night they did belly pork. And I have to say, most of the people on my table had it, and it was terrible. And I didn't have it myself, but I saw 2 people have it, and they both said it was terrible. And that was the fish and chips in the main dining room. It looked bad, and apparently it was bad. And that was actually 3 different people I spoke to.
But that was 2 meals.
But that was 2 meals
7 nights.
Out of 7 nights. And I would usually
have a table of 14.
Yeah, and I would usually have double starters. And I couldn't fault it apart from one dish that I had, and obviously one dish that somebody said about it, like I said, was the fish and chips. But it didn't even look good, the fish and chips. It was limp and rubbish.
Charlotte's asked about our next group cruise. It's in December and it's a river cruise. But go and check out our group cruise page on our website. Robert Wayman. This is Robert and Leslie. Robert is Paul's.
Rob is my when I moved to the Kingdom of Blakeney in the Forest of Dean, Rob was my next door but one neighbour, and that was in 1975. So we've known each other now for 50 years, and we catch up occasionally and we go camping occasionally because Rob and Leslie's got a motorhome. But like Rob's saying, it's his first ever group cruise, and I have to say they both took to it like a duck to water.
Yeah.
And they come and supported me watching the mighty Spurs, even though they're Leeds fans.
It was so lovely seeing them having such a good time. And my sister and my school friend Sandra, it was her first cruise. They spent the time just laughing all the time, and it was brilliant. Rob's asking, would you say Princess has step up her P&O for food in the cruise experience?
Yes.
Yes. I think from an entertainment's point of view, Princess Entertainment was excellent. P&O entertainment we found is excellent. I think from a food point of view, Princess definitely are above P&O.
Yeah.
And service-wise, we had good service. Bars were very busy. But personal service that we got, because we spent a lot of time at the Good Spirits Bar, there was a corner that we used to all sort of meet on an evening, and we had excellent service from Joseph and Maria there, wasn't it? Absolutely spot on. The app is still a little bit temperamental. If you want to order drinks, sometimes they turn up, sometimes they don't. It's not consistent. No. And I still wonder what the value of the app is, apart from getting to opening your door, which is very convenient. I do like that you can wear it on your watch strap. For those of you who don't know the app, they have like a medallion. Yeah, it's upstairs, the Princess. So it's very convenient for ordering drinks. You just have to tap your medallion rather than fumbling in your bag for your card.
So you don't get a cruise like with all cruises we've ever. Oh, look at that lot.
Oh, little hearts.
With all, that was me though doing that. With all cruises we've ever been on, you get like a credit card. And that's your ship card, which you use for getting on and off the ship and for opening your cabin door. And then when you buy a drink, they scan that. Yes. With Princess, about, I don't know how many years ago, 7 or 8 years ago, they brought out this new medallion, which looks like a medallion. And that takes the place of a cruise card. But I just think it's almost a bit sort of technology for technologist's sake. In my humble opinion.
Yeah, I think it works well for certain things. I think for those that love cruise cards, because I know Philippa, one of our in our group, one of our members, she loves a cruise card. And what she did, she went down to guest services, and they will give you a cruise card if you want them, because people collect them, don't they? So you can have one that's just like a souvenir one, or one that actually works. So, but I do like the medallion, that it's just convenient. I think it's very convenient for paying for your drinks and stuff. But as I say again, the ordering of drinks and food was a bit hit and miss. However, I think from a Wi-Fi point of view and for convenience with what you get with the Princess packages is excellent. I know that Gary Benbridge was trying to upload a video and it took us 17 hours. So I'm not saying it's the best Wi-Fi at sea, but for us, for putting up short videos all on Instagram and Facebook and for doing all the social media, it worked really, really well, didn't it? It worked really, really well. So let's have a look. Ted and Brenda are just saying, agree with Paul about Copenhagen. I think we have to plan a couple of days to take in more cities. There's a castle out of town.
Sites.
Oh, more sites. There's a castle out of town from Shakespeare and Hamlet I'd have liked to visit, plus the Carlsberg Brewery. Yeah, definitely. So let's see. I'm hoping to go on Sky Princess next year. People saying they've been on Sky Princess. Abby saying to Ted and Brenda, I'm so glad you finally tried the famous baby Guinness shot. I hope it didn't disappoint. So there was lots of cocktails and lots of shots going on, wasn't there? It was fun.
I found my new favourite cocktail that I didn't even know existed, and it was called the Captain's Bounty.
Yes.
Now, what I will say, because Ken and Lindsay pointed me in the direction of, when you have a cocktail now, they don't put full shots in it. So if you had like a Long Island iced tea, that's supposed to be 5 shots. Well, they won't put 5 shots in there. What they do is they put 5 measures, but it's not a full measure. So they have throttled back a bit. But what it does do is the drink I had called the Captain's Bounty, it had 4 different sorts of rum in it, but it was only sort of maybe half a measure of a normal measure. And it was so it was Kraken spiced, Bacardi, Malibu, and a lemon rum.
Yeah.
And then a few different juices and a bit of Coca-Cola. And I have to say, it was absolutely delicious and very, very easy to drink, which probably wasn't a good thing.
Reminded me of the Caribbean, wasn't it? Coconutty, pineapple-y. It was really good. And you tried that whiskey that Jeff got you on.
Screwball whiskey.
Peanut butter
flavoured whiskey. I don't even like whiskey, but I do like screwball whiskey.
Yes. And you put it in Jeff said, what would be the best combination is in a mudslide. Don't know if you know, like mudslide is like a chocolate milkshake, isn't it? An alcoholic one. And you had that in there and it was just, my gosh.
I got brain freeze though, because I was drinking it too fast.
Yeah. Rachel said she loved her first group cruise ever, group cruise. Looking forward to booking another one. Wait and see where 2021 is. Like I say, hopefully in the next 27, sorry. Chris and Sue, I both haven't tuned in for a long time. Did you do the complimentary cruise with Azamara? We did, and we had a fantastic time. The service was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, we enjoyed it.
That was great. Gus is saying, any musical entertainment you can dance to on Celebrity Eclipse. Thanks. Hi to you both from Gus and Teresa. They have lots of live music on Celebrity Eclipse with the band and also different singers around the ship. Music is big on Celebrity. Wherever you go, there's music, isn't there?
But it depends what sort of dancing. If it's disco-y dance and that sort of stuff, yes. If it's more classical, sort of ballroomy, cha-cha-chas and stuff like that, I wouldn't say there is anything on
They had
there.
to have it in the little atrium there, didn't they, where they were doing dance classes and things?
Oh, yeah, but as in a standalone entertainment, like when you go onto Cunard, you know that every night in the Queen's Room, there'll be stuff that you can waltz, cha-cha-cha, quick step, all that sort of stuff.
No, that's sort of more, ballroom dancing.
Yeah.
But if you want to dance, the Sky Lounge every night.
The sky is your limit.
It is, definitely. So let's have a look. Sean said he loved doing the quiz on the group cruise. Do you know what was so lovely? The support that we had from our sort of patron members communities. When we were planning this, everyone said, can we do anything? And Sean stepped up and did the quiz, and lots of others did things, little bits and bobs behind the scenes. So I want to say thank you so much. And we did all the idea throw in, wasn't it? It was like when we were planning a group cruise, our patrons were the first ones that we say, do you know, what do you think of this? How would this work? What do you think? And we always asking, throwing ideas.
We didn't listen to any of them, but
no,
we always asked them.
I'm
intrigued because David Webb, scrolling up to David Webb.
Which one?
That one there, like.
Kent Walton.
Now, I know that Kent Walton was the commentator for wrestling on ITV, but I don't know what the question was. But that's
can you name all the Waltons?
Kent Walton. Oh,
yeah. So he's
saying Kent Walton. So the bloke that used to commentate on the wrestling on ITV World of Sport was. I don't think he was in the Waltons, was he? But he might have been.
Well, Rachel's saying Dan is pretty amazing and replies to any questions very fast. We'll certainly be booking with him again.
Yes, he's top banana.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, we've got a preferred travel agent. Once this video is finished, you'll find all his details in our description. Or on our website if you just go to our booking page. He's looked after us now for 3 years. We've booked so many cruises with him and he never lets us down. And it's been a pleasure working with him and Tony organising this group cruise. It was just so easy. And Ken goes cruise and said, please give Paul and Carole a thumbs up down below. They're being naughty again because they said they keep laughing at me because I say down below because they've got muddy minds, haven't they? Muddy minds. Let's have a look. Corinne said, I disembarked at 8:30, no difficulty, delay plus no queue for taxi. Yeah. I think if you got off quite early and then it all sort of stopped in at disembarkation, then it restarted again. Dick's here. We haven't heard from Dick for a little while. Hi, Paul and Carole. Long time no see. Love to hear that the group trip went off splendidly. We finally got our passports. Best to you both. Oh, that is exciting.
Good.
Andy saying that they got off very early. Yeah, I think those that went really early, then it sort of come to a bit of a standstill. So let's see. Adam and Lola said we saw lots of travel agents getting on and being shown around. Don't think that helped the disembarkation. We saw Natalie at the services, John. Terrible drive back to the Midlands. Yes. Yeah. Oh, you see Natalie at the services with John. Yeah. Oh, the motorway services. Terrible drive back to the Midlands. Yeah, the traffic was mad, wasn't it? Yeah. Absolutely mad. Beverly's saying it was absolutely amazeballs. It was. Nami says our disembarkation was very smooth. Probably helped. We had MSC Virtuoso to jump straight onto for 2 nights. Oh, wow. Oh, fair play. Nick saying, hi, everyone. Had a wonderful group cruise. Thank you, Paul and Carole. Andy and Carla saying, even though we were on the same cruise, do we still get a postcard? But you will be getting something in the post, which we had delivered today. Yes. So
I wanted to give them out while you were on the cruise to save on postage, but apparently that wasn't allowed.
But we didn't get postcards because the only place we got off was in Tivoli, and we couldn't find any postcards. I looked, but couldn't see any postcards. So we've got something a little bit different to send to you.
We're going to send you a £1 coin in the post.
So everyone that's on our Ocean View and above on our tiers and our Patreon gets a little something from us in the post when we come back from a cruise. So, and when Paul gets back from racing, he'll be sorting that all out. Tony's saying, so glad you have a first group cruise. It was everything and more, wasn't it? I think it was just so special. The people were just absolutely amazing. We just laughed so much. It was awesome. Grace said I can blame Abby then for not winning anything of the raffle. You can.
You can. It was Abby's fault.
Brad's asking, will Aussie Ange survive?
I don't know is the honest answer. I really don't know. I think if they're going to do anything, I think it would be probably this weekend. He's had a week now. And then I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's the 17th, you know. On a lot of other seasons, 38 points would have got us relegated. So, yes, we won the first trophy in 17 years, but we could have got relegated in the same season, which would have been quite an achievement.
Rachel says she never found the ship busy apart from the sail away party, which is totally expected. Never had to wait long for anything, drinks, etc. Julie's asking, how can we see the video of the House of Bamboo on the group cruise? I'm going to be putting a video together all about it, what we did. So you'll be able to see it then. And Alison's here. Lovely to meet Alison, who come all the way over from the States as well. Great way to experience my first ocean cruise. It was great fun indeed. Emma's just putting, I was very brave one day and I went to say hi to someone who had one of my T-shirts on. They had no idea who I was. They were given us a gift. Awkward. Yeah, that is. Orcs. Nick saying, how does it feel to have so many people who want to have their photo taken with you? It was lovely. It really was nice, wasn't it?
Weird.
It was strange.
No, it was lovely.
Well, we've got, to be fair, over the last year or so, we've got used to people coming up to us on cruises. So we don't find it. Initially, it was like, oh my God, this is really strange. But now it becomes become normal. So it's absolutely fine. Catherine and Leighton are here. Some more Welshes in the house. Sorry we're late. We'll go back and catch up from the beginning. Hi, Chris and Tracy Curry. They're foursome. They were thick as thieves, weren't they? Can't wait to catch up soon. Better get our Elvis outfits ready. Oh, what they got planned then? Oh dear. Let's see. Catherine's also saying, thank you for a great week. Definitely do another group cruise. I think we're still recovering from the late nights. We're obviously easily led astray. Yes. Grace says Southampton does have a Christmas market, but we might be Christmas marketed out if we're going to Budapest and Vienna and.
I'd just be in the bar, mate, when you're doing all that Christmas shopping and having your big sausage.
I know. Dave said, laugh out loud, I don't know my first expression I made on P&C was me falling out of the chair and onto the floor. It was funny. It was spectacular, to say the least. Julep Campbell saying that they love the cookies in the International Cafe. Yeah, the cookies were good. Cookies were lovely. And Anna Mike said the brie sandwich was my favourite. The brie sandwich. I think I've said this before. The problem is at the International Cafe, but to be fair, we went there. We were so late going there. There was rarely anyone else around. But they warm stuff up for you in these special ovens, but they never warm it up enough. It's almost there, but not quite. Another 20 seconds and it'd be fine. But I think they just get into the habit of, because it's generally very busy, they set it to like not quite, and then they give it to you. And like I said, they did brie and walnut like rolls that were fabulous, but they just needed another 20 seconds. Everything needed another 20 seconds, apart from the cheeseburger pie. What that needed was throwing overboard, as I've said before. And two people come up to me and said, oh, mate, yeah, I've had one of them cheeseburger pies. You said they were rubbish. And I said, okay, what were they like? They said they were rubbish. They had some lovely quiches. I had two lovely little quiches as well, didn't I? Yeah, apart from one, a lamb quiche. I liked it. What's all that about? It was nice. That's just weird. Nick and Trace said, did you manage to get some time to yourselves, or was this cruise aimed at providing a great time for the people who joined you? The time to ourselves was between 4 in the morning and midday, which is when we were usually asleep. Yes. Yeah, we did. We told everyone that we won't be around for the mornings. That was our time. Paul slept most of the morning. I'd be up just doing a little bit of watching the waves go past or whatever, but just generally chilling out in the cabin and having some quiet time before we came out, because we knew as soon as we came out there'd be so many people to talk to, which was great, and we knew that, and we were prepared for that, and it worked really, really well. The only problem we had was sometimes we were very late to have some lunch, and then that meant getting straight to the Vista Lanes for our meetups, and you had to legislate for how many people you would meet en route, because we reckon, apart from the 170 that was on there, we reckon there was at least another 50 people who follow us. Yeah, they came up to chat. That would come up to chat to you. So you're thinking, right, we got 15 minutes now to get there, set stuff up, and then, jobs are good done. And it was like, oh, can I have a quick chat? And he's like, you can't really say no. Well, no, we wouldn't say no, because it's always, I think, we're very thankful for everything that follows our channel, and we're very grateful. So there's no way that we would say no. But I think what we need to do in future is you need to get up and get out, so I don't have to drag you out of bed, and it will be last minute. So something to learn, Mr. Morgan. Just saying.
Never gonna.
Marion saying, would you do a world cruise?
No.
Not at the moment, no. We wouldn't want to spend that long.
I don't think I'd ever do a world cruise.
I think once we've done we've got our big one in January, we've got our 42-day cruise. How we feel after that, I think we'll know whether that's going to be something that we entertain in the future. But at the moment in time, no, we wouldn't. So it'll be interesting to see how we think. Is 42 days going to be too much, or is it going to say, do you know what? I wish we could stay on and go carry on. Craig said, talking about Cunard changes, if you have the drinks packet, it limits you to 15 alcoholic drinks now. Did it always do that?
I don't know.
Yeah, not sure. Grace wants to go on Ruby Princess to Hawaii. Yes, that would be a good one. MG saying, gutted on catch up on the QV next April on the cruise after your group cruise. I'll have to wave from shoreside as you disembark. You will. David saying they prefer Sapphire Princess to Sky. Yeah, I think, and Tina saying they love the Sapphire Princess. I really would like to try an older princess ship. And Brenda's also saying I would go on Caribbean Princess in November and 2 weeks on Sun Princess in February. I've been on Enchanted. I want to do in 2026. Want to do a Mediterranean cruise. Yeah, so Caribbean Princess to Sun Princess. That's right.
Yeah,
at the end of the spectrum.
One extreme to the other.
Roberta saying greetings from the Panama. So that's lovely. Cruising Fanatic saying we're on Emerald Princess July 31st for 60 nights to Iceland, Greenland. Why not join us? We've got a busy summer with Paul's racing, so which you're looking forward to, aren't you?
Yeah, I can't do that now. That's Nationals week. That's National Finals week.
Yeah.
So.
Tina said, I love my cruise card, I collect them, but the medallions are magnetic, so I stuck it to my magnets board. Cool. Yeah, you can get apparently, you can get like little cabinet now, like a spice rack. You can get that where you can slot all your little medallions in. Ken said that they found it useful for ordering food and drink while sat on your balcony. Yeah, that's good. I know Sean had a few times where he ordered his food and it followed him. And one time he ordered some food, but then gave up because it took too long. And then they actually ordered... If they found him in the dining room, didn't they, and gave him his meal there while he was having another meal, which is all a bit odd. Catherine is saying it was our first Princess cruise. We loved it. The only thing I missed was an indoor pool on the cooler sea days. 1 week wasn't long enough to experience all the areas of the ship, so I have to go back. Yeah, that's a good point. They don't have sort of like a little, not like sanctuary. So they have got a sanctuary, but it's up, and you have to pay extra for that. But an indoor pool. Travel with Johnny Mills said Johnny found most nights his medallion didn't work toward drink unless he realised it was Apple Watch that wouldn't scan.
Until he realised, yeah.
Oh dear. Ken agree it was good, but only with drinks already in the app. Could not get John Smith to love the medallion, but could be better. Tip, we brought a milkshake straws for the next cruise. They ran out of straws. It nearly got messed drinking dirty bananas with a straw. It did. They did run out of straws, which was frustrating when you did have a cocktail, wasn't it? So, so that's a good. So milkshake straws. But what would that be like? Are they different flavors, I guess, or are they just because it's been?
It's a straw for drinking a milkshake with.
Yes, but if it was a strawberry one, I wouldn't want to put a strawberry milkshake straw in your Caribbean cooler.
I'm going to run this past you again. It's a straw that you use for drinking a milkshake. The straws are not flavoured.
Oh, well, they might be. Is that right, Jim and Dwayne? Maybe they're edible. You can get edible straws. We had them on Azamara.
Stop digging yourself a hole.
No, but we did have them on Azamara, and I didn't like them because they were mint and everything tasted minty, didn't it?
But I'm assuming when he says a milkshake straw, it's like one of them curly words where you can see it all go around before it gets to your mouth.
Oh, I don't know.
But I'm fairly confident the straw doesn't taste of a milkshake. And if I'm wrong, I'll humbly apologise.
Catherine saying that when they ran out of the appropriate glass, we had a dirty banana in a pint glass and it was full. Oh, my God. Oh, let's have a look. So let's see. What time is it?
It's quarter past.
Sean said, just made it to the Vibe Bar. Do you mean the Wake Bar? The swells are getting big. Can hardly walk straight. Was that the drinks? Well, Gary's saying thanks for a lovely week. So you are very, very welcome. It was lovely to
Yes.
see you guys. Right, let's see. Dan's popped in. Hope everyone's well. So I'm not for longer, but wanted to say hi. Yeah, Dan's out gallivanting, so I'm having a nice, well-deserved break,
Yes,
isn't he?
indeed.
So that's good. Tony's saying they're on Grand Princess in a week to Alaska. It's the oldest in the fleet. We're on Discovery Princess later in the year to Alaska, so we're looking forward to that, aren't we?
Is that an O'Duffer one, is it?
That's an older ship, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's have a look. Any more? They're fatter straws. Oh, so they're fatter straws, so you can suck up the milkshake.
Oh yeah, because like McDonald's.
Yeah, so if you've got things with ice cream in, I got it.
They don't taste a milkshake, though, do they?
No, they don't. Those particular ones don't, but some do.
Every man is sat there now thinking, yeah, we can't get it right. No matter, even when there's proof, we're still wrong.
Carole said I bought 2 reusable metal straws in Starbucks and Christian Son. Used them for my yes, you did. Carole showed me that, so that's cool. Right. Stephen Brothers saying we love the medallion, but when ordering room service, they kept giving us 2 of everything. Also, none of the crew could pronounce Stephen properly. Oh bless. And Claire and David said you can get milkshake straws that have little balls in them. You suck the milk through it and it turns it to milkshake. Oh, no, this is getting too weird.
The same now, look, underneath.
There used to be straws that flavoured the milk as you drank it. Oh, wow. Well, I think on that note, because I've never heard of straws with balls.
Well, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Straws with balls.
But we want to just say thank you so much. As you have gathered, our thumbnail was, would we do a cruise with 170 people again? Yes, we would. So stay tuned, because we can't wait to plan the next group cruise. We've got already some booked. If you want to join us on those, just check out our website. And we will be here. We're Wednesday again next week, because we're catching up with... what are we doing next Wednesday? That's when Brad's in town, isn't it? Brad and Michelle are in town. So we're live again this time next Wednesday. So I hope to see you there. And anything else to add, Paulie?
Oh, I just want to say it's been a whole week since Tottenham became the champions of Europe. I just wanted to point that out to any Man United fans in the chat. And other than that, thanks ever so much for all your support. It means the world. And hopefully 30,000. I don't think we've quite hit it yet, but... we've got 5 to go. Away. So go on and resubscribe. So hopefully we can celebrate when we wake up in the morning that we've hit 30,000. So thank you all. It's been a pleasure as always, and we'll see you next Wednesday.